Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing fine. Now, a while ago I made a video or a little video series on making a race positioning system. Now, the race positioning system has a little bit of flaw, or it had a little bit of flaw. Now, for that, someone was facing some issues, so he told me to recreate the system, and I actually have done it. Now I have did it on top of the system that was already placed in, and now instead of doing what we did before, we're using array.sort, a very handy system to, let's say, handle our car's positioning system. So now we can have as many cars as we want, but I'm not going to dig deep into code today. First, I want to show you how we can create a checkpoint system, or let's say race positioning system, or how we can use this script to create a race positioning system. Alright, so let's get started. Now first we have to create a checkpoint so that we can, let's say, call this a checkpoint system or a race positioning system. So let's actually go ahead and create a 3D object and a cube, and let's bring him on the scene. I'm going to position him like that. There you are. Now I wanted the first checkpoint to be somewhere along this area, and this yellow line that you can see, this is our checkpoint, or let's say this is our race position, or the track, the complete race track. Now I'm going to scale this thing. I'm going to make it a little bit big. It's not just a little bit big, it's quite huge. uh, Mentioning our track is quite small. Alright, now I'm going to scale him up. Alright, now this is going to be our first checkpoint. I'm just going to name it checkpoint. Now I'm going to put the checkpoint script to it. Alright, now first you will see there's something called distance arrays, or distance arrays. On here you have to put a number on this 0 here, and the number will be the amount of car you have on the scene. Now this script is actually ready for 4 cars, so we have to put the number 4 here, and we cannot change it to anything else. If we do, then it will give us errors. And then it needs the car's position, and you have to make sure that the car 01 is always the player car, and in our case this is our player car. So I'm going to select the checkpoint, and then I'm going to make this car our first car. Alright, now for the other cars you can just simply put them, there is no issue with it. Now I'm going to lock this inspector and select these cars and put them in. Alright, now we need their UI. Now just like before, we're going to use this type of UI for the car's UI, and we're going to create 3D text UI on top of these cars to create the cars UI. Now let's actually delete this UI too, so that I can show you how I actually did it. Let's delete this UI. Alright, now on here I'm going to right click and then 3D object and the text mesh pro. Click on it. If you do not have text mesh pro, it will tell you to import a text mesh pro onto your project. Do that, and then you will see that there is a link, or there is another button that says, do you wish to download text mesh pro essentials and extras? Download the essential and extras too, because it has a nice font that we're going to use today. Now on here what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this alignment, and then I'm going to make its font quite small, like very small, and then I'm going to click on this font asset and select this one. Alright, now this is going to be our positioning text. Now I can name it first, just like that, and put it there. Now this is actually looks good, but I have already actually prepared a text mesh pro prefab on it, so I'm just going to drag and drop that prefab. So I'm going to put it here, I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to put one here. Alright, now these cars are set up. Now I have to select the checkpoint, and on in here we can put the text. Now I'm going to lock the inspector again, and then I'm going to select this text, First I have to make sure that the car 01 text is done. Oh, okay, let's do it a little bit later. Now I'm going to select this car and its UI, and this is the car 02's UI, so I'm going to put it just right there. And this is car 03's UI. I'm going to put it just right here. And then there's the last one. I can select the last one from here, and then select this text mesh pro from there and drop it. Alright, now we have to set up our player's canvas or player's UI, so let's do it. Let's come here, do UI, and then text mesh pro, and then you will see that on the scene there's the new text objects or new text thing. I'm going to now I'm going to unlock my inspector and select this bad boy, and I'm going to hit Shift and Alt on my keyboard and put it just on top. Now I'm first going to change the font asset of it, and I'm going to give it some values like 1/5, and then I'm going to make the font bigger, 120 maybe. That's too much, maybe 110. Alright, now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come on my canvas and then go to scale with screen size and make the match here by height, and the font is a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it a little smaller, maybe something like 90 will do. No, too much. 80 seems fine, maybe 70. Alright, this is personal preference, you can play with it. Okay, so with that done, let's actually put this text on our checkpoint. Now let's select our checkpoint and then put it here. Now, alright, now with this done, we have to put the next checkpoints. Now before we put next checkpoints, let's actually make sure, let's actually test out if our thing is working or not. And if I hit play and then I pause, you will see that this thing is actually working. Now my cart has not moved, so my car is in 4th position, so it is showing 4/4. And then in here you will see that this car is on 1st position, this one is 2nd, and this one is 3rd. If I let go, you will see that this thing is actually working correctly this time, and it is taking everything nicely. Alright, now let's actually set up the entire race and let's race the cars. Alright, and as you can see, there is an error on the screen which says the variable next checkpoint is not been assigned. So now to assign that, we have to create all the checkpoints, right? So now there are going to be a couple of checkpoints on this scene, so yep, let's duplicate this checkpoint, let's rotate him a little bit, and let's put him right here. And then let's duplicate it again, let's give him 90 rotation or -90 rotation, and let's put him right here. Alright, now let's duplicate it again, give it this type of rotation. Let's actually put it here, and then I'll understand what type of rotation I'll have to give it. Alright, and then let's go create another one here, 0 rotation, another one, another one there. Let's duplicate this bad boy. Let's position it a little bit there, and then this is going to be the last checkpoint. I'm going to put it like this. And there is one thing that I have forgot to mention. The checkpoint has to be triggers so that we can trigger them. Now you have to make sure to select every single checkpoint, not the canvas, and then on its collider make sure it is trigger. And let's put the checkpoint right here. Now we have to assign the next checkpoint. So this is the first checkpoint, let's actually pin it, and then this is this is the first checkpoint, so this is its second checkpoint or the next checkpoint. So I'm going to put this checkpoint on my first checkpoint. Now I'm going to unlock it. Now this is the second checkpoint, like we can literally see it. This is the second checkpoint, so this is the third checkpoint. So I'm going to lock the inspector so that I can click it, and then I'm going to put the next checkpoint here. Now I'm going to do this again and again and complete the circle. Now this is the next checkpoint. This is the next checkpoint, and this next checkpoint is this one. So I'm going to select this one and put this one here, and then I'm going to select this one and put next to the next one here, and then select the next one and then put the other one here, and select the other one and put, then there his next one there. Oh fuck it. And then the other one and its next checkpoint there, and lastly you will have the last checkpoint, which will have the first checkpoint, so that we can have a loop, and then you can make every single checkpoint gone except the first one, so that he can collide. And also you have to make sure that your characters, or let's say your cars here, has collider with the tag that is set up on the script. Now for here the tag is player, so on here you have to make sure that on this players, or let's say on this game objects collider, or on this cars collider, on the collider body or anything, make sure that it has the player tag on its collider. Alright, like this has this collider, the sky car has 3 colliders and they're selected and they has the tag player on it, and the same goes here. It has 2 major collider. Let me see it. There you go. These 2 colliders has the player tag on it. So with this I think we have set up the checkpoint system very nicely. Let's actually hit play and test it out. And as you can see, it is working flawlessly. Now I have made the AI cars speed a little bit slower because I want to race them and I want to get ahead and become the first #1 car here. So let's actually become first, and then let me show you the script and how the new script works. Okay, I'm now first. I don't want to play along. I'm going to show you how the new script works, alright, and how you can add more cars into this script, alright. Now let's come here. Now on the script, as I open it, you will see that unlike before, we're not doing much. We're just populating the array on here, and we're doing array.sort, and that's all. And these 4 lines that I have done, these are for the UIs, so it's not much, let's say, difficult. Alright, so let's do it. Now on here, what I want to do is I want to add another car, and let me show you how I can add another car. So I can do a public transform and car 05, and since we have 5 cars, we have to put the float 5th here, 5th, something like that. Alright, since we have another car, we need another UI. So I'm going to copy this line, I'm going to paste it, I'm going to put the car 05 text here, and on here we have to do the same. We can copy this line, paste it, and put 4 here, and put car 5 position here. Now you may ask why 4 and 5 here, because distant array starts from 0 and our car's number starts from 1, so this is why we have one number gap. Alright, now in here we have to create the 5th position, so let's put 5th, and it is equals to distance arrays dot 4, and then on our float here we're going to, let's copy this line and paste it right here, and this is going to be car 05 dist equals to vector3 car 05's position. Now in here we have to change values here too. First we have to make sure that this car 1/4 is set to 1/5, because we have 5 cars now, so we have to change this number. And in here you have to copy this function, you have to paste it here. Sorry, I copied empty space. Control C here, Control V here, and then I have to put 5th and in here I have to put 5, and our car 01 is ready for 5th position. Now on car 02 we have to do the same, copy this line, paste it, 5th here, and you have to put 5th here. Alright, now let's collapse this one too, and let's put numbers on car 03. Copy this function, paste it, put 5th here, and 5 here. Let's select this one here again. Yep, it is done nicely. Now lastly, the car 04, copy this line, paste it, put 5th here, and 5 here, 5 here. Alright, and lastly, in here we have to create another UI for our car 05. So I'm completing the whole region, copying the whole region and putting it here. Now in here, this is our car 5 UI, and here I'm going to put car 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now our script is ready for 5 cars. How cool is that? Now we have to make sure that we have to remember that our distance arrays, it is manual. We have to give it the amount of element our car has, the amount of car or amount of participant we have. So for now we have 5 participants, so we're going to give it the value of 5. And also we have to make sure, we have to remember that we do not have just one checkpoint. We have many checkpoints, so we're going to have to select every single checkpoint and give it the value of 5. And now with every single checkpoint selected, we can also give it the car 05 transform here. So I'm locking the inspector here again, and in here I'm going to drop my 5th car. Let's actually create a 5th car. Let's copy this bad boy, let's duplicate this bad boy, and let's put him like this. Okay, how cool is that? Alright, now let's now this thing is locked, so everything is selected. I'm going to put this one here, and now it needs the text mesh pro 2, or the first text that we can see. So let's drop this text here too. Now our script is ready for 5 cars. Let's actually hit play, and as you can see, our game is working with 5 cars instead of 4. How cool is that? We had this only limitation in our first trial, and now we have overcome it, which is pretty cool. If I say myself, no, holy shit, this guy's crushing me. Alright, our checkpoint has changed. Let's actually get first again, and then the video will end here. And I hope you guys have seen the complete video, because it's very necessary for you to see the complete video to actually get this thing done. So I thank you for reaching till this point, and I hope you will subscribe to the channel. I have put my Patreon on the, let's say, description. If you wish to support me, you can support me there. And with that, thanks for watching. I'm going to see you guys on the next video.